Praise Pilot! Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Firing squad, prepare to salute the flag. Are you ready?
Fire! Order!
Order. Arms.
Okay, veterans units, we're going to call you out one by one to avoid any confusion. Again.
Peekskill because they're going to be at the reviewing stand by the time, after this group here, I'm going to bail.
Can I bail with you?
Yeah. I don't want to be late. That's my car there. You carry the tripod for me, okay? See Linda before. I was up there. Yeah. Make sure they go by, Don. Make sure they go by.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great city of Peekskill with the police escort in the front. And now the Hawthorne Color Guard, followed by the Camp Smith Color Guard and the Patriot Brass Band, followed by Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Gary Burkite, Commander Puma Freighter, Honorable Dave Everett, and our Grand Chairman, Honorary Chairwoman, Mayor Mary Foster. And now, our elected officials from Westchester County, some from Putnam, I believe. All right. Welcome everybody, welcome everybody. Let everybody sit, we got plenty of room, plenty of room. Sean, have a seat. Mr. Everett, you want to sit? Where do you want to sit? Mary, you're going to sit somewhere next to Gary because you're the, and you're going to give the proclamation. How you doing? All right, everybody have a seat. Let the people proclamation go first.
I got your hand. I have a hand.
Costelli's got one. Anybody else got to get one? Come on, push that right there. The Purple Heart, Chapter 21, Commander Neil Gross. Chapter 120, Rockland County, Commander Howard Golden. Chapter 1782, out of Washington's headquarters, my man, Roberto Delgado, Commander Chapter. In the red Corvette, from the Purple Heart Hall of Honor, Andy Comanchuk, Executive Director. Okay, and here we come, the American Legions of POW MIA, Captain Oliver C. Chase, Post Jr. out of Peekskill, Commander John Donahue. All right, with the Fox Echo Post 505, Yorktown Post 1009, the William Boyle Post. All right. And here we come, the Rockland County Marines. They look good even if they are Marines. They look great, don't they? The Camp Smith Humvee. Right behind that, we have a vehicle that I'm sure all of us remember well. The 5-ton military moving vehicle. Come on, roll that case on there, son. And exactly what it's supposed to do, it carries troops. There you go. We have the trolley, and our trolley driver, Leslie, from Peekskill. And now some of our candidates that are running for public office are coming up behind them. I can't give you all their names because then somebody will see me do this, and I'll be in trouble again. Yeah. I just said it. The Marine Corps League, the Young Marines, Peekskill Trolley, seen it all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Cobras of New York Band. All right, let's hear it, let's hear it. And a few feet in the rear, we have a fife and drum corps. Walk the choir, pipe and drum band coming up. Followed by the fire department from the great city of Peekskill, Chief Robert Diorio. And the emergency vehicles of the Peekskill Fire Department follow right behind. Give him a big hand. They said they were bringing a few vehicles. They didn't say a few hundred vehicles. Look at this. This is what happens when you need somebody to come to your aid. Peekskill Fire Department shows itself in force. Very good. And yes, what would a parade be without a parade bevy of beauties? All right, here we go. Brittany Draco, Stephanie Bevelin, Maya Avila, and Kayla Connigan. They all have wonderful titles. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they're wonderful. Miss Teen Hudson Valley, all right. And my first car, a 65 GTO, but I had a GTO. Beautiful, beautiful. That's why Puma Freighter knows how to throw a parade. Beautiful woman, all right, thank you. My God. I got to give them credit one more time. The Peekskill Fire Department. All right. The emergency services vehicles. Thanks to all you people for coming today. We have the Portland Hook and Ladder also. All right.
How you doing, Bob? Good. Anyway, give me a hand, Phil. I'm on the other side. Oh, that's good. We got you.
Good, thank you very much. I think coming down will be worse.
We ain't the place. Now don't jump. That's what we have to do, Sandy. We jump there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And somewhere down there by Verplank, the end of the parade, I believe. I'm not sure. Thank you, guys. You know, it's something to see and know that at least you've got a first responders corps that will respond in force. Very good. Town of Cortland, EMS, very good. All right, Neil.
Jim.
We don't know who you are, but thank you for marching. Oh, wait a second, here we go. We have banners on. All right. The Peekskill pageant, Miss Italia and Miss Cinco de Mayo, where every girl is a princess. All right. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. I believe that's the end of the parade. I'm not sure. All right, so let's leave this off. Also, Senator Gillibrand, she was notified she wished she could be here, but she couldn't come. But we do have somebody to represent Governor Cuomo, okay? And Mr. Liberty, would you please come to the front? Sam, there you go.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Diliberti and I'm here to represent Governor Cuomo. He wants to thank you, Gary, for your service. And here's a proclamation in your honor. Thank you so much for everything.
I want to say thanks to Sam for making the trip to do this. That's very, very nice of her. Okay, we're going to move right along. County Exec Estorino was supposed to be here. Don't know where he is. If he shows up, we'll fix him. We'll fix old people who don't show up to our parades at the polling. Senator Carlucci was notified, but he just had his family, they just had a newborn, so he couldn't be here. Sandy Gallup wasn't going to be. She had to go see her grandchildren play baseball championship, but she absolutely made it to the reviewing stand. So Sandy, would you please get up and do what you got to do? Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Gene. And, you know, it's so wonderful to look out here and see all of you who've been involved with getting that very special honor, the Purple Heart, and for all of our communities in this area that have been encouraged to become Purple Heart communities and counties and so on, is so important. But on behalf of the New York State Assembly, I do have a citation for Gary, and to say we honor you, we pay tribute to you today for all of the wonderful service you gave to our country, to our state, and we're all very proud of you, so congratulations.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, how did your grandkids make out? Did they win?
The fields were full of water in Yorktown and Lakeland, so they have to play tomorrow. You can all come for the big league game between Briarcliff and Osney at 12 o'clock at Lakeland School.
No wonder the county exec didn't show up. He didn't have the fields straight. He didn't want to be yelled at. All right, you afraid. I don't get nuts. All right, we're going to move right along here. A very special person, a good friend of mine, somebody who's always there for the Purple Heart. She's been on our corner since the day she took office, and even before that when she was with Senator Ball. Putnam County Executive Mary Ellen O'Dell.
Thank you, Gene. Gene, you certainly have some style. I have to bring some of that back to Putnam County. It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be in the company of such greatness. My good friend Andy, Purple Heart Ride last week was really quite a tribute and an honor to be part of as the county executive. Putnam County took the honor to be the first county in New York State to honor our Purple Heart recipients. And to Gary, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to just give me a second as I read this proclamation that we prepared for you. Oh, thank you. Congratulations to Sergeant Gary on his selection by the City of Peekskill, American Legion Hawthorne Post 112, New York State Medal of Honor Committee, and New York State Purple Heart Chapter 21 as the Grand Marshal of the first annual Military Order of the Purple Heart Parade held on August 10, 2013. Do I need to say that August 7th was the designated Purple Heart Day? Does everyone know that? Everyone's aware of that? Sergeant Gary is the recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor, our nation's highest military award, for his conspicuous gallantry in action at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty in Kon Tum Province, Republic of Vietnam, on April 1, 1970. He received the Purple Heart for his devotion to the welfare of his comrades at the risk of his life, and during that same battle where he served as a U.S. Army Special Forces medic. For his numerous heroic efforts, Sergeant Gary also received the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry with Silver Star. Unbelievable, really. It's an honor to be able to give you this proclamation. Thank you. In civilian life, Gary's record of community service is equally impressive and is further evidence of the values instilled in him during his military service. His volunteer causes include the Veterans Outreach Center, Vietnam Veterans Memorial Board, New York State Council VVA, Special Olympics, Open Door Mission, Cephas Attica, and he presently serves as the chaplain of the Medal of Honor Society. Is that unbelievable? As so many of you veterans, he continues to serve his nation and his community. And so it is great pleasure that I sign this proclamation and offer Sergeant Gary the everlasting gratitude of the Putnam County residents for your service, not only to your country, but to your neighbors, and of course your fellow men. Thank you.
Come on, guys, give it up.
Thank you, Gene, for the honor.
Mary Ellen, it wouldn't have been a parade without you. Even though our colors are purple and white, red is fine with me. You must have been married to a Marine, is that it? Okay, moving right along. So, Senator Ball, as you know, I chair his Veterans Advisory Committee, and he couldn't be here, but he sent a good friend of mine. Guy who served in Vietnam. His father was a combat veteran. His grandfather was a combat veteran. His son is a lieutenant colonel, combat veteran. was a sergeant in the 1st Cavalry. Hoorah!
Gary Owen.
Gary Owen. Good friend of mine. Robert Costelli.
Thank you, Chief. Gary, if I could ask you one more time to get up. I know this getting up and getting down is typical in the military, but I know it's hard for you. Senator Hall gave me the honor of representing him in his office today. As a former Vietnam veteran and somebody whose son is Lieutenant Colonel in Special Forces, it is especially meaningful to me to see you here today and to honor you with the proclamation from the State Senate of the State of New York. To you and to all of us, let me say thank you for your service. Welcome home. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Robert. Robert's a special guy. Have 4 people in combat situations, consecutive generations. That's something. You know, me, it's 4. My grandson is, he's the only one so far. He's the 4th one in my family. He's guarding nukes in Wyoming. I don't know what that means. Anyway, moving right along. Another woman. You know, it seems like all the people we have here that do a lot for us are all women. Isn't that amazing? I just got to say that Westchester, Putnam, in this whole area, we just have an overwhelming lot of women who step up and do what they got to do. God bless you. I mean that. I mean that really. All right, so okay, this next woman is another dear friend of mine who's always there for us. Every time we turn around, in the battle for Montrose, which made the papers a few times, no shots were fired, but evidently somebody heard us, and the Montrose VA healthcare system right here in our community is still here, directly related to the efforts of this next speaker. All right, please give a round of applause to Linda Puglisi, Town of Cortland Supervisor.
Thank you so much, Eugene. It's a real honor to be here in the presence of all of these heroes. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. I'm very, very proud to say on behalf of the town of Cortland that Cortland is the first Purple Heart town in New York State. Thanks to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. We treasure that distinction and honor forever, forever. But I just want to say to our Grand Marshal and to all of the recipients of the Purple Heart, you are truly our heroes. You are the men and the women who have put your life on the line and serving our great country over the many, many years. And any little part that I can do, that we can do to honor you for your valor, I will continue to do either in public service or out. I promise you all. As Eugene said, we are very, very pleased that our FDR VA hospital facility is still here. It's not downsized, and we will continue to monitor it and to make sure that it stays here for you and for all the men and women who need it in the future, past, present, and future. I do have proclamations that are in my car up the hill.
Back to their car.
Once I got up on this reviewing stand, I couldn't get down, so I will bring them to you, I promise you. And congratulations to Gary. Thank you so much. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you all very much. God bless you. God bless America.
And she's in purple and white. Okay, since I had such a well-manicured list myself and my capable assistant Sandy put together, some people show up, some people show up a little later. There's always commitments to be made, so we have to jump back and forth. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our county executive from Westchester. All right, I'm sure he had a lot of things to do, but he made it an effort to get here. Rob Astorino.
Thank you very much. Yes, I was at Playland. We had Foster Parents Day, and it was a lovely occasion, so I had to be there and wanted to make sure I got up here, and there is no easy way from Playland to Peekskill. So it's a long ride. But I thank you very much for all that you have done. for your service for our nation. The Purple Heart, of course, goes back. It's the oldest award in the military, going back to, what, I think 1782, with President, well, he wasn't president at the time, right? Our Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, George Washington. And so I thank all of you, not just those who were wounded in conflict against an enemy or who served, everybody who served in our United States military. Thank you, no matter where you served. Thank you for everything you did for our nation and what you will continue to do in daily life. And those soldiers who are serving today abroad, please keep them in your prayers. It can be lonely over there, I'm sure, and so we don't want to ever forget what they're doing very silently for our country. So God bless all of you. Thank you for doing what you do, and may the Lord protect you forever. Thank you.
Okay, from the other side of the county, quite a drive from New Rochelle, I know. He's the mayor of New Rochelle, came here especially to be with us today. So let's give a warm welcome, Hudson Valley welcome to Noah Branson.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, first and foremost, we recognize it's not easy to run a program like this with everyone yelling instructions at you, and not easy to organize a parade. So I think we should give a big round of applause to Gene and everyone else across the county today. And Gary, what a tremendous privilege it is to be in your company. Thank you for your service to our country. We are all so honored to be with you today. And it's an honor to be with so many others who have risked life and limb on behalf of the United States of America. And here's the thing, not just on behalf of the United States of America, on behalf of people all around the world who deserve to live within freedom. Strangers, risking your life on behalf of strangers. And I want you to know that two of those strangers were my parents, who were children during the Second World War in Poland. And so I feel that I owe my life to the American GIs who liberated Europe. And there are so many others who could say exactly the same about their debt of gratitude to those who have served under the Stars and Stripes. And we demonstrate our gratitude, not just through parades, as important as they are, not just through symbols, as important as they are, but also by making sure that everyone who returns home is healed in body and in mind, that no veteran knows the challenge and the indignity of homelessness, that everyone has an opportunity to contribute fully to this country in peacetime as well as in war. So I thank you very much for everything you have done. It is an honor to be with you. God bless America. God bless our veterans. God bless the military order of the Purple Heart. God bless the state. God bless Peekskill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you very much. All right, before I get to our next elected official, I must say I missed him in the parade, or he ducked on me. But can we have a round of applause for a guy who helped coordinate this? Chief Johansson, please. Thank you very much for your help. The Peekskill Police Department was there for us. And there was a question about, well, how are we going to staff this madness? And the chief said, we'll do it for nothing. All right? And there's nothing I like better than doing it for nothing. You know that, right, Mr. Gross? Yeah. Okay. The next person I'm going to introduce actually helped Westchester County become a Purple Heart County. He introduced it in the legislature, it was passed. He's always been there for us also. I got to say one thing about all the elected officials, even the people that run for office in the lower Hudson Valley. There's not one of them that would ever say no to a veteran who looks them in the eye and asks them for a favor. I really mean that. You guys are great. Anyway, John Testa, please.
Thank you so much. Such an honor to be here again for our veterans and for all those who have served. I want to thank you for your service. Those Purple Heart recipients, thank you for all you did for us, and congratulations to everyone who put this together today. This was a wonderful day. And Gary, your service was just so extraordinary. I just can't even believe what you have done for us. And we have a little bit in common. We were talking earlier. You were also a school teacher, and we have that in common. So you served our youth in Rochester, so thank you for that as well. And I want to welcome you home, because I think it's about time that the Vietnam veterans of this country are being recognized. And I think this is an important day for that. So thank you all. And it's true that I did introduce, following Putnam and Orange County's lead, to become, and with the support of County Executive Estorino and my colleagues, to declare Westchester a Purple Heart County. We were able to do that this past May. And what I would like to do is present this proclamation declaring that to the city of Peekskill so they can hang this in City Hall. Since Peekskill is holding the parade today, part of Westchester County, it should be recognized here in Peekskill. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John. We also have with us today a person I believe that's new to the Valley, actually, or new to us. But it was one of our honorary chairmen, Dave Everett, please. Come and say a few words. Thank you very much. Iraq, Afghanistan, welcome home. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oops, there goes that speech.
No, I got the good stuff here. It's okay. You got to roll with the punches, right? I got the good stuff. I'm David Everett. Thank you very much for the introduction. Member of Post, American Legion Post 112, and being the lawyer, I'm the legal advisor.
Oh my God.
It's on the arm. It's free. Relax. As you heard, I had the honor of serving in our country in the Persian Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and to really serve with America's best. And if anyone wants to know where America's best are today, they're right here, and we're surrounded by it. Very humbled to be in the presence of so many Purple Heart recipients who have given so much of themselves physically and unfortunately did not receive the recognition they should have when they came back from Vietnam so many years ago, but finally are getting the recognition they so justly and richly deserve. Also, especially honored to be here with Sergeant Gary Bykirch, Medal of Honor winner. It's been said that Medal of Honor winners are ordinary men who do extraordinary things. And this is Exhibit A, as you can say. Except in this case, it's a little different because I think not only did Gary do extraordinary things in the military, but he's an extraordinary person for what he did in 33 years as a middle school guidance counselor. And think of all the lives he put on the right track, and people who might otherwise not be as successful as they are today, thanks to everything that he did. So I want to thank you for that to this as well. It's a hot day, so I'm going to say thank you very much. It's very, very gracious of you to invite me to be the honorary parade marshal. I wish everybody a good day, and thank you to all you veterans for all you've done for us.
Thank you very much. And as a lawyer for Fumer Fader in 112, I'm sure you have a lot of work ahead of you. All right. All right. Listen, I just want to say there are a few people up here that I didn't expect. You're not on my list. If I miss you, please tap me on the shoulder. I'm going to go down the line as best I can. Mariella, you just jumped into the...
I'm more comfortable down.
Thank you very much. All right. The next person is from the town of Somers, who contribute every time we have a drive, food, clothing, or they do a veterans event. The town of Somers from deep inside Westchester County is always there for us. Mary Beth Murphy, please.
Thank you very much. And the reason that the town of Somers is able and does honor our veterans the way we do is in large part because of Jim LaRosa, who encourages us and gets us out doing what we should be doing every single day. We have a great leader in our town that helps make that happen. And I'm certainly very privileged to say that Somers has very recently also become a Purple Heart town. I think it was August 7th. So thank you all so very, very much for the service that you did to our country, to each other, and for making this country the wonderful and wonderful, great place it is to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. I also should tell you that at one point last week, it was the beginning of August 1st, Yorktown became a Purple Heart town also. All right, Yorktown is now a Purple Heart town. Due to our friend Eugene Lang, who got his Purple Heart about 44 years after being in Vietnam. Congratulations, Eugene. through the work of Chuck Schumer and the rest of the Purple Heart, it happens. The next person I want to bring up is a friend of mine also. I have a lot of friends, actually. This guy's a veteran. He's one of us. He volunteers in the Mount Carmel Society in Verplank. He's one of the best cooks ever. He stayed there during this feast that we had recently in the kitchen and made about 500 pounds of sausage and pepper and 1,000 pounds of sausage and pepper, macaroni, and everything else that goes with it. He's a great guy. He's always, every time I ask him, Mayor Buchanan, Sean Murray.
I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's an honor for me to be with so many people who have given so much to our nation. I'm especially honored to meet the Medal of Honor winner. It's great to meet you, to learn your bio, and to learn the dedication that you had for our country. It's just incredible. You know, when I was growing up, I used to ask my father, who was a veteran of the Marine Corps, what kind of person goes into the military? And his answer was, just regular guys, regular people. Your friends, your neighbors. He told me the people down the street who was in the military, some who received the Purple Heart, and that was one of the reasons why I joined, was because I wanted to serve my country, as just about every male in my family wanted to serve their country. But today, when I look out, I not only see the history of our nation, of veterans who have given so much to our nation, but I also see the young people, the future of our nation. You know, we have to encourage people and teach people and make the younger generation understand that they're the ones who are going to protect our freedom when we're old. They're the ones who are going to have to protect our nation. There's always going to be somebody who wants to take something from us. And it's going to be incumbent upon the next generation to protect us, just like all of you protected us. So I just want to say thank you, and it's an honor for me to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm just going to give a few shout-outs to the people up here so we can recognize them. The VA, every time we ask them to do something, they come with their tents. We already introduced Mickey and Mike Kelly, avail yourself of their services. But there's another person in the VA, and we go there, especially if you're afraid that she loves him. I'll ask you why. Her name is Yvette Rodriguez. She's the head of volunteer services. And she opens the door for us every time we're there, treats us with kid gloves. She knows that we're there in the heart, and she's also with us. She couldn't be here today, all right, but she sent her very capable right-hand woman, Ellie Schaefer. Ellie, you want to stand up and take a bow, please? All right. If you need or want to volunteer in the VA, and you feel like you want to really complete yourself, go to the VA, ask for Ellie Schaefer or Yvette Rodriguez. They could use all the help they can get, okay? Also, I want to introduce a few people just so you know who they are. Vishnu Patel, town councilman, Yorktown. Brought me the little Yorktown Purple Heart town. Thank you. Dwayne Jackson, Vietnam era veteran. Peekskill, town council. Village of Buchanan. Buchanan, Verplank, Croton, I have no idea. Out of the Bronx, it was 2/4 to 2/5. I got lost. Mr. Iannone, you want to say a few words first, please?
Very few. Thank you, Gina, but I want to be respectful. Gary, thank you so much for your service. All of us. We've met before. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent 14 years as the mayor of New Rochelle and spent an awful lot of time serving with you folks, serving us. My dad was an 8-year veteran of the Army Air Corps. It shows you how far back that goes, 1940 to 47. As I sat on his lap, he used to say to me, you know what? It was a great honor to serve in World War II, but it's even a greater honor to continue service through public service after you get out. You guys and your women out there, I know there are some women auxiliaries out there as well, epitomize that. God bless you all. Thank you for keeping what you do. And now we look forward to continue working with you in the future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're nearing the end of this. I know it's a little hot. We're trying to do this best we can. Neil Gross, would you please come up here for a second? Neil Gross is the new commander, Chapter 21. Replacing Willie Nazario, who is now the state commander. There was no other way to get rid of Willie. We just had to promote him. And that's what we did. At this time, we've got a few things to do, but I'd like to bring... Jesus, everybody wants the mic. Mary, would you want to come up and give a proclamation here to the irascible Commander Gross?
Oh, Eugene, I just think they're trying to get the mic away from you. That's okay. Actually, before I present a proclamation to Neil Gross, a couple of weeks ago, the city of Peekskill and the council passed a resolution declaring the city of Peekskill a Purple Heart city, but also declaring, I got it, also declaring, yeah, I know, I'm looking helpless, and also declaring August Purple Heart Month. And so we had presented this to Eugene at one of our council meetings, and he's asked me to present it to you so that you can bring it back to the chapter offices. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody who has come out. Eugene has worked incredibly hard to put this parade together, and he deserves a round of applause. And I know Peter worked with him and a number of others, but Eugene has doggedly been organizing this. And, you know, Eugene keeps it real, and we have to thank you for that. And for those elected officials who came here and found themselves chasing the back of the parade, you should just know that we have set a new standard in Peekskill. We kicked the parade off 15 minutes early. So Eugene had us marching at 1:45, and we were doing it really quickly when we were heading to war. And so we made it down here in 15 minutes. So we were pulling up in front of the reviewing stand at 1 o'clock. So I apologize to those of you who thought you were going to catch us in the parade and ended up having to look for us. But I thank you all for coming out. It's really a wonderful tribute to the Military Order of the Purple Heart and all of our veterans, but in particular, it is really a tribute to our Grand Marshal and Medal of Honor winner. And I want to thank all of the young people who've come out to play in the band, who have stayed, you know, through the speeches and the ceremony. Thank you so much for doing that. You know, this is what community is about, and it's really wonderful that you've all done that. And I want to thank our residents who've come out for the parade, who are standing here watching this, enjoying the parade. Thank you so much for being willing to be part of it. And so, without further ado, Neil, this one is yours. And I'm not going to read it because I already read it once. And what I also want to do, since this will be the only time I'm taking the microphone, Eugene, is thank the rest of the elected officials who are here. And so we have Councilwoman Talbot, Deputy Mayor Claxton, Councilwoman McGowan, Councilman Rigger is down there, and Councilman Bennett was here as well, and I know Councilman Torres is on vacation, and any of the other representatives from other public service branches that are here and haven't been recognized, thank you for doing that. But I do want to present a proclamation to Gary. I did have the privilege of meeting Gary last night for dinner. And you know what strikes you? When everybody says it's ordinary people who do extraordinary things, you'd never meet a humbler man. He actually had to go back up to his room and bring down to dinner the Medal of Honor medal so that we could see it. And it's really a privilege to have met you. It's a privilege to know the sacrifices you've made. And I do want to take a couple of minutes to read the proclamation, since we actually won't get to hear you speak. And so many reporters were asking whether he was going to share any comments. But whereas the city of Peekskill is proud to join the Hawthorne Post 112 in honoring a distinguished member of the Special Forces Regiment, Sergeant Gary Bukrick, and whereas the courage displayed as a medic when North Vietnamese troops attacked Camp Dak Song on April 1st, 1970, distinguished Sergeant Bukrick as a hero, and realizing the intensity of this devastating event, Sergeant Bukrick disregarded his own safety and moved through ongoing combat fire to bring first aid to his wounded comrades, The precision and effectiveness with which Sergeant Beatrick maneuvered allowed for seriously wounded officers to be taken to medical aid stations and undoubtedly saved lives. Sergeant Beatrick selfless, okay, let's hope it doesn't fly away. Devotion to duty certainly made him a credit to the 5th Special Forces Group Airborne, and it is my pleasure on behalf of the City of Peekskill, the Common Council, and its residents to thank you for your service and to acknowledge the great honor that was bestowed upon you to be the Grand Marshal of our first Military Order of Purple Heart Parade, and just thank you so much for the service you've given to all of us. So Eugene, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to organizing next year's parade. You really have done a terrific job.
Now that I'm thoroughly embarrassed. Listen, nobody does anything alone. Mary Foster, when we came here, Peter said, where do you want to go? I said, let's go to Peekskill. She opened up the city. God bless you, Mary Foster. Okay, no further ado. Commander Chapter for 21 just took over and is a man who knows where he's going. He was there in the trenches with us back in that jungle long ago. Commander of guys. He's a good man. He's my friend. Commander Gross, Chapter 21.
Freedom is not free. That message is not for us, okay? We've been there. We've done that. Freedom is not free. My message is to the young people standing there in front of me. You've already shown that you have the ability to sacrifice and to give up your time and energy for something you believe in. Freedom is not free. All that we've sacrificed has been for you, for the youth of America. And what we do today, by honoring the Purple Heart, the Military Order of the Purple Heart, is for the future generations. Certainly not for us. We don't need it. We've got our medals. But we have a message to give to you. And the message is already being sounded throughout the Hudson Valley and throughout the United States. If you watched on August 7th, what happened at the Empire State Building? Anybody know? That's right, it was lit up purple and white. Why? That's our day, the Purple Heart Day. It's not a day to memorialize us, but it's a day to remember that everything we have in this country is because of our sacrifice. All you young people today, do not take one day for granted. You have so much to give. And we hope when you're called upon to serve your nation, doesn't matter if you're in the military or not, that you'll do what you need to do to help this nation grow and to live and to prosper and to survive. That's the message we have today. You're here to honor the Purple Heart, absolutely. But we're here to give you a message. This is what America is all about. It's all about sacrifice. It's all about giving. It's all about doing the right thing. It's all about what these ladies and gentlemen behind me do. Okay, they serve, and they serve long, hard hours, keeping our country safe and keeping our country moving in the right direction. Please don't sell them short. Okay? For every one young person out there, thank you for being here today. Spread the word. Spread the word that the Purple Heart towns, okay, are being named throughout this county, throughout Putnam County, Rockland County. We're going to keep marching on. We're going to keep marching on until we change the name of the Tappan Zee Bridge to the Purple Heart Memorial Bridge. We're not selling the bridge. We're going to commemorate all of our sacrifices and all the sacrifices of the generations to come to keep this nation free. And to my buddy, my friend Eugene, okay, and to Peter, okay, thank you very much for letting me speak.
All right. That's why men follow other men. Right there. All right. I want to give a shout out to a couple other people before we get to why we're here. Andy Comanchuk, could you come forward just a little bit so people can see you, please? Andy Comanchuk is the Executive Director of the Purple Heart Hall of Honor up in Orange County. 1 second.
I don't need to be up there. Gary, it's a pleasure to be in your, and it's humbling to be in your presence. That's one of the great things about my job, is I get to meet people on a daily basis, like all of these gentlemen in purple standing here, and people like Gary. We are just across the river, Orange County. I don't think we're 20 miles away.
Right on, Orange County.
The National Purple Heart Hall of Honor. The stories of all these gentlemen that we're honoring today are kept there. in keeping with what was just said by Neil, excuse me. If you come to see us, and please do, bring some kids with you. Bring a neighbor kid, bring your grandson, your nephew, your kids. Bring them in there and let them see what it's about and read about the sacrifices. Every single one of these men has a story that will turn lives around. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edward. We've never been up there. It's quite a sight. It's really nice. And we're hoping to get enough funds to really expand the program and make it really something worldwide that nobody else. I don't think there's anything like that anything else in the world, by the way. Okay, we're going to do this. Before I get to Gary, I have to introduce him. I got to say this, all right? I know he doesn't want me to say it, but I don't care. I haven't listened to him in 6 months, and I won't listen to him now. Nobody does this alone, like we said before. It's been an incredible journey since March, when Commander Fumerfreda said, you know what, we're going to have a Purple Heart parade. You're going to be the parade chairman. So I was looking at his macaroni and saying, what the hell is this guy eating? I didn't want to do this. He said to me, it's what you should do. We need to do this. It's never been done anywhere. This has never been done anywhere. No Purple Heart parade with a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, especially a guy like Gary Berger, has ever been done. So we're the first. Like I said, it's been an incredible journey. He had this idea. I went along with it. And all the members of his Legion, can I just see those guys, please? One there, Hawthorne Post, please raise your hands. Frank Morgandale, where's the rest of them? All right. Every minute and every step of the way. And we've had some fights that were legendary in some of the posts and in some of the places to do this meeting. Brendan, you know that wherever you are, you were there with me. And it all came together because, like good Italians, we settled it over scatole and beans, and that was the one. Sat down, had a glass of wine, little scatole, little beans. That was it. And so we finished it. All right, a lot of work goes into this. They were there, and before I introduce Sergeant Burkert, I want you to know I've been in a great turmoil this week. I had 2 family deaths, both last Sunday. One was my son's grandfather, my late wife's father. He died in the Kingsbridge VA, and we had to notify him. Instead, they notified us, and they went there. But a color guard played taps and escorted the body out of the hospital room down to the reception area. I want to thank them for that. The VA did a great job. And also, there was a passing of a very, very close relative of mine, of my wife's actually, her Aunt Eileen, who, since her mother and father both passed years ago, was both mother and father to her for a long time. She's also her godmother. I didn't know what to do since today at 11 p.m. on the Grand Concourse in St. Philip Neri Church, which was made famous because Rudy Giuliani got married there, by the way, to his first wife, his cousin, by the way, just like that. That was his cousin, that's why he got the annulment, by the way. I went to school with her. She's at the church in St. Philip Neri right now, and she's reading the eulogy for her aunt. I didn't know what to do. I went back and forth on this for a week, and they'll tell you, I was really torn up about this. I love that woman. I knew her before my wife did. She was my monitor in school. I loved her with my heart, and she was gone, and I really had a tough decision to make. 7 a.m. this morning, I woke up, and on the table was my wife's eulogy. She could tell that she works for a law firm in double print, font large, typed perfectly, and I'm doing this. And I read it, and I said, I know what I have to do. I know where I have to be. So, my aunt, her aunt's family, actually my aunt's family, had given me their blessing and said, this is where I belong today. They know that deep in my heart, besides being that wild lunatic that ran through the Bronx all those years and then came up here, that I deeply care about the veterans. My father, wounded bravely in Omaha Beach. My son's over there now, me, and I have a grandson. And 11 aunts and uncle. I have an aunt that actually was in the Navy World War II. She passed away in the state nursing home a couple of years back. She was in London during the Blitz. My Aunt Rose, a piece of work, she was. Anyway, I am knowing that my wife is doing the eulogy there. I knew this is where I belong. So my wife lets the congregation know about her Aunt Eileen. And I have the honor and privilege to let you know about Specialist 5th Class Gary Byker. So with that being said, I will say goodbye, but not farewell, to my good friend, a good old Irish Catholic girl from the Bronx. And welcome to the Putnam Valley, Sergeant Gary Byker. Please, long round of applause. Will everybody please stand up? And salute. I don't know, Gary, you want to give me back? No, I don't give that. Keep it while you got control. I'm very touchy and grabby.
I spoke yesterday at the Montrose VA and talked about wow moments. And I just turned 66 this month.
Welcome.
And I'm glad to be here, I'll tell you. It's better than the other alternative. I didn't expect to live this long, but living this long, it does give you a chance to look back and reflect and think about some of those times where you can say, oh my gosh, wow, how did I end up here? I've had a number of those wow moments. And one of the first that probably is the most meaningful in relation to what we're doing here today was in September of 1973, when I was living in a cave up in northern New Hampshire because I couldn't deal with the effects and trauma of what war did to me in Vietnam. I was notified that I was being awarded the Medal of Honor while living in a cave. Shortly after being notified that I was being awarded the Medal of Honor, I was reading through the book of Psalms, and I came across a verse in the 49th Psalm that says, man that is in honor but doesn't understand is like a beast that perishes. So I sat back in my cave and I just said, okay, I guess I got some learning to do, because this definitely was an honor. But I had to begin to understand what this honor meant. And I began to learn a lot about what this medal means and the honor that comes with the Medal of Honor. I quickly learned that, as any Medal of Honor recipient would tell you if you had a chance to talk with them, and there are only 78 of us that are alive, is we would say that this medal is really not about me. I just did what I was trained to do. I just did what I expected that person next to me to be able to do, what we committed ourselves to do, what we devoted ourselves to do. That's all I did. But I've learned that what this medal does mean is that the honor that comes with it is not because it represents or signifies any one particular act that was done by one particular person and any one particular day. What this means and what it represents and the honor that comes with it is that because when we wear this, we are allowed to wear something that says to all who see it that this is bigger than any one act, one person, on one particular day. What this medal says and what it means to each of us that wear it is it represents the millions and millions of selfless acts that were committed by millions and millions of men and women since our country was founded. Men and women who loved the principles and the freedoms that come with this country, who loved it more than their own personal life. It says that there are men and women who, since this country has begun, have been willing to put on a uniform, to leave their family, to leave their home, and to go anywhere at any time to defend the principles and the freedoms that we enjoy. So when I wear this medal, and when any of us wear it, we know that it's not about us. But when we put it on to honor you. To honor you who have served, you who have sacrificed. All those men and women who have been willing to serve, and all who believe that there's something greater than self to live for, and if necessary, to die for. But really this medal, and what we're doing today, is about something much more. Today is a day to honor the men and women who have received what I consider one of the most difficult medals to receive. And for me, the most difficult medal to receive was the Good Conduct Medal. No lie, no lie. I told some of the guys over there, I got out as a Buck Sergeant E5, and I was lucky to get out at that. But to me, there is no significant, any more significant award, recognition that can be given to a man or woman than the Purple Heart. There is no more medal that is given by our military that represents and says to everyone who sees it that this person personally gave. This person gave above and beyond. This person gave more than what was called for. It's a tremendous, tremendous honor for me to be able to be here and be part of a celebration to recognize the Military Order of the Purple Heart and those men and women who have received it. And as Neil said, I think the other thing that's so important to me to be here, and is such a message to me, is to see the young people that are here. I did spend 33 years working with young people. And the reason I spent all those years working with young people was that because it was a 15-year-old Montagnard boy who saved my life. You see, if you read my citation, it says that I unhesitatingly ran throughout fields of fire and did all this stuff. First of all, there was a lot of hesitation. Second of all, I didn't run because I was shot in the spine the first time I got hit, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. And my 15-year-old Montagnard friend, who was my bodyguard in Vietnam, I don't have time to go on and explain the whole situation with that, but he was my trusted friend. He was 15 years old, and he taught me what it meant to sacrifice and to love. He picked me up and he carried me through the battle. For over 8 hours, he carried me. Even though being shot himself, as I got shot 2 more times, and Dale, that was his name, was shot twice. He wouldn't put me down. But the love and the commitment that he had towards me gave him the strength and the dedication to carry me. Until finally he threw himself on top of me and was killed by a mortar shell. A 15-year-old boy saved my life. And he was a tremendous example to me of what lies in the hearts of young people. So often we may not give young people credit because we may not think that you have the ability to care about anything that's maybe past next weekend. But Deo taught me that you have the potential inside to be able to do wondrous and great and impactful things. And I'm going to close by saying a quote that I often use that helps me try to put sense to the chaos that Vietnam caused in my life. But it's something that may be common knowledge to many veterans. And that saying is, to really live, you must almost die. To those that fight for it, life has a meaning that the protected will never know. And Deo taught me about that life and that meaning. And for 33 years, I tried to convey that same meaning to the young people that I work with. And probably one of the most important meanings that life has for me now is is that life is not dependent upon your age. So many young people wait to say, I can't wait till I'm 18, 21. So many of us that have now reached the age of 66 or 70 or 80, we say, man, my life is over. To those who fight for it, life has a meaning the protected will never know. And I share this message with young people, whether you're 15, 16, 17, or 80 years old, young people, 80. Life does not depend on age. Your age does not limit you from today caring about someone, sharing with someone, telling them that they're important to you, sharing with them a smile when nobody else is willing to talk with them, or going up and putting your arm around them and saying, thanks for what you've done. Peekskill community, my reason for being here is to hopefully present the message that you as a committee or community are trying to present to the Medal of Honor and to the Military Order of the Purple Hearts. Thank you for that message that you care. Thank you for that message that you thank us for the service and the sacrifice and the commitment that those who have served, whether in the military or in community service, that they have so willingly given because they believe that there is a better way of living your life than just what you can get out of it. There is a better way to live your life. And I believe with all my heart that that better way is live believing that there is something more important than self, and that is caring for others. May God bless you, may God bless this community, and may the work that you started today continue.
Let's hear it for Gary. There are not many times in this world that you will ever see me speechless, and I am just about speechless here. Thank you, Gary. I can't begin to tell you how we all appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for coming. We're almost at the end here. This is it. Chapter 120, Howard Golden, the guys crossing the water. Thank you so much. Roberto Delgado, Commander, Chapter 1782, Washington Headquarters. Thank you. All the legions, the VFWs, the police chief, the fire chief, the guys, the cobras, the girls. Thank you. The five-pin drum, all the people that came here, the beauty pageant, and especially my good friend, all these elected officials that I know, and Mary Foster for opening her heart. And remember, like Neil said, freedom is not free. And this is the land of the free because of the brave. Thank you very much.